What if Petunia Dursley actually loved Harry? It's a question I've been thinking a lot about over the last month. So, I rewrote a few of the major scenes that she is in and how they would have been different had Petunia actually cared and loved Harry. Some of these scenes are really short, some of them are longer, and I want to break each of them between all 7 books. So I'll publish different videos every day for the scenes that I rewrote in each book. They're going to feel like quick memories in the pensive, to be honest. But they aren't the longest scenes or even the most detailed. But I know some other channels just talk about the differences it would make, but I really want to actually rewrite some of these scenes. So I hope you enjoy this. And if you do, make sure you subscribe. It's annoying to hear that in every single video on YouTube, but I think you like a lot of the content on this channel if you like Harry Potter. So make sure you like the video, please subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. And without further ado, let's get to the first scene of What If Petunia Actually Loved Harry in The Chamber of Secrets. Scene 1. Dobby's Warning. Harry sat on his bed at Privet Drive, staring in disbelief at the small, trembling creature before him. So, you're saying I shouldn't go back to Hogwarts? Dobby nodded fervently, his large eyes glistening with fear. Terrible things will happen, sir. Dobby only wants to protect Harry Potter. There will be terrible things. Before Harry could respond, the bedroom door creaked open as soon as Dobby said terrible things, and Aunt Petunia stepped inside with a laundry basket. She gasped at the sight of the house elf, her eyes narrowing. What on earth? Dobby yelled and tried to vanish, but Petunia's sharp voice stopped him. Hold it right there. What do you mean, terrible things? Dobby twisted his hands. Terrible danger at Hogwarts, Mrs. Harry Potter must not return. Petunia's face softened as she looked at Harry. If something is wrong at school, I need to know. Harry's heart warmed at her concern, but he shook his head. I have to go, Aunt Petunia. Hogwarts is my home. I can't just stay away. Petunia let out a deep sigh and placed a hand on his shoulder. If you're sure. But if you ever need to come home, Harry, you write to me immediately. I will also be writing to Albus to tell him what has happened and the concern I have for the school at the moment. Dobby looked between them in astonishment before suddenly vanishing with a loud crack. Harry smiled at Petunia. It's Professor Dumbledore. She ruffled his hair. Just be careful, love. Scene 2. A visit to Flourish and Blotts. The streets of Diagon Alley were bustling as Aunt Petunia followed Harry into Flourish and Blotts. She still wasn't entirely comfortable in the wizarding world, but she kept a protective hand on Harry's shoulder as they navigated the crowded bookstore. Blimey, Harry, came a voice, and they turned to see Ron and the entire Weasley family grinning at them. Didn't expect to see you here with, your aunt. Mr. Weasley stood beside his wife, looking excitedly at Petunia. Aunt Petunia gave Ron a polite smile before her eyes landed on a golden display in the center of the store. A tall, blond man with a dazzling smile was signing books for the massive crowd. That must be Gilderoy Lockhart, she muttered. He certainly enjoys the attention. Harry chuckled. He's our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Petunia scoffed, watching as Lockhart posed for pictures. Something about him seems off, she whispered to Harry as the flashbulbs went off. Be careful around people like that. Charm and fame don't always mean talent. Scene 3. Petunia's concern after the attacks. A cold wind blew through the Hogwarts corridors as Harry sat by the common room fire, reading a letter from Aunt Petunia. Her words were neat and full of worry. My dearest Harry, I heard about the attacks at Hogwarts. The cat may not be a person, but I know enough to recognize something is very wrong. Are you safe? Do you need me to come get you? Please be careful, love. I can't bear the thought of something happening to you. With all my love, Aunt Petunia. Scene 4. A Christmas Gift from Home. Snow fell gently outside the Gryffindor common room as Harry and Ron unwrapped their presents. Harry's heart leapt when he saw a neatly wrapped package with a note attached. For my dearest Harry and his best friends, Ron and Hermione. Stay warm and stay safe. Happy Christmas. Inside were 3 hand-knitted scarves. One in red and gold, another in green and yellow, and the other in bright blue for Ron. Ron held the scarf up in shock. Your aunt sent me something too again? Harry grinned. She's looking out for all of us. Ron beamed. I think I like your aunt. Scene 5. Home again. As the Hogwarts Express pulled into King's Cross, Petunia Dursley stood waiting on the platform. The moment Harry stepped off, she enveloped him in a hug. You're safe, she murmured. Thank heavens. Harry smiled. It was a long year, but I'm okay. Just as they were about to leave, Petunia looked up to see Professor McGonagall ushering students off the train. If you'd give me a moment, Harry, I need to speak with your professor. Petunia walked up to Professor McGonagall. Her sharp gaze softened as she looked at Harry. Petunia straightened. May I speak with you for a moment, Minerva? Professor McGonagall glanced at Harry before addressing Petunia. Not at all. I received your letters this year, and I apologize for everything that's happened with Harry. But I do expect you received my own letters explaining the whole year. I did, Aunt Petunia said. I would like some assurances that Harry will continue to be safe at this school, as the past 2 years have been fraught with danger. I know Hogwarts always comes with its dangers, but will Harry be protected if I send him back next year? If, Harry complained. What do you mean? Aunt Petunia ignored Harry, and Harry himself seemed to quiet his questioning. Never before had he seen Professor McGonagall nervous or waver in her sternness. She put her head down and said, I can assure you, Petunia, that we are providing every possible protection for Harry that we can. Hogwarts is the safest place in the wizarding world, but it's not impervious to danger. We are doing everything that we can. Petunia, who was standing up firm and stern, reached her arm out to squeeze the arm of McGonagall. Thank you, dear. I know my letters have been a lot, but I must know that Harry is safe. Your love for Harry is warming to see, McGonagall said. I may not be magical, Professor, but I love Harry, and that will never change.